"11 reasons you might be gynocentric." A lot of people don't really know what gynocentrism is, or they don't really get the concept, I don't think, because they're still kind of caught in this paradigm where we live in caveman times and we need the women so bad to reproduce and we'll do anything, go out and get poked with spears and all that stuff. But in actuality, what at least most scientists think, I don't know if you're into science or not, I'm kind of into science, so they think that in order for us to be able to reach a type 1 civilization where we'd actually be able to create enough energy where we could actually travel to different star systems and stuff like that, we'd basically have to get past all this tribalistic bullshit and come together to work for a common goal for the planet. And as long as we're stuck in this tribalistic competition for pussy, we'll be stuck in this tribalistic competition for pussy. But anyway, if you want to find out more about gynocentrism, you can just type it in the internet. And you think girls are sugar and spice and everything nice. We've all heard this growing up. Boys are snips and stales and puppy dog tails. It's kind of some schoolyard propaganda for you. 2. You think men and women are the same. I would have to disagree with you, and if you need a citation, just try every biology book ever. 3. You don't think women should have to sign up for the draft to be able to vote. Men had to actually sign up for the draft in order for them to be able to vote if they didn't own property. But then a few years later, women just were given the right to vote and they didn't have to sign up for the draft. So that's not the same. So there's no equality there. So for any feminist or anti-feminist or women in general, just think about that. It's not equal. So if you think men and women are the same, then you think men and women should both have to be signed up for the draft to be able to vote. 4. You think primary aggressor laws are okay because men are bigger than women. So in a sense, you think that it's okay for women to abuse men, and even to the point where if a woman's abusing a man and she breaks a fingernail, then the man goes to jail, even if he didn't attack her at all. 5. You think that only men can rape. Not only do you think that only men can rape, but you actually find it amusing or hilarious when men rape other men. That's just disgusting. 6. You think women deserve respect just for being women. Again, going back to equality, I think that people deserve respect who deserve respect. It doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman. And anyone demanding respect isn't going to get it immediately from me just because they demand it. 7. You think that a pregnancy is owned by the mother only. And that's why you support abortion laws that give rights to the women, even to the point when they're in a monogamous relationship with a man whose religious inclinations would not want him to get an abortion, and it still allows the woman who's married to that man to get an abortion whenever she feels like it. And that's not really equality, because although you might say that the baby is owned by the mother only, I think that once a woman and a man have sex, whether they're using protection or not, they enter into a contract which a baby could be produced. And if one person wants it and you're in a relationship with them, they should have some right to say whether or not you have to keep the baby or not. 8. You think that women are naturally better at raising children, especially males. Alright, this has been debunked so much. There's so many videos out there. Just look up single moms and welfare or anything like that and just see how horrible women do, and especially with males. And then from the few statistics that I've seen from male fathers aren't exceptionally horrible fathers either, at least, and it even seems like some of them are actually better, especially with male children. So this is just a stupid idea. 9. You think women are the fairer sex. Now this is an interesting topic because from a subjective standpoint, men on average find about 80% of women attractive, and women on average find only 20% of men attractive. So from a subjective standpoint and socially, men would be more attracted to women on average. But if you're looking from a physical efficiency standpoint or viewpoint, men actually are able to produce more, their bodies are stronger, larger, their brains are often better equipped for dealing with the physical world. And so in a sense, men are actually the more sophisticated and more beautiful sex of the species. And I think it's interesting that women are granted the fair sex title only because men are more attracted to women than women are attracted to men. 10. You think trading gifts for sex is a socially acceptable practice. Well, yes, in the tribal days, it definitely was needed for men to give resources to women because they were pregnant and they couldn't, move around as fast and they couldn't hunt for themselves and stuff. But now in the modern world, with modern medicine, I think about a 2 to 3 year period where the man is supporting the woman, like possibly like a year and a half before the pregnancy, throughout the pregnancy, and then like a year after the pregnancy, if he's financially supporting the woman and physically supporting her, that's great. But this whole lifetime alimony and lifetime, I'm not saying lifetime child support is good, but just how it goes through the woman instead of just going directly to the kid, I think that's the problem. So anything like dating, just hanging out, the guy's expected to pay. Watching that MGTOW 101 video where the guy was giving the girl a liver and she still made him pay for the dinner, I was like, whoa, this is where society's at right now, but that's cool. If you think that that's just normal and natural for the guy to pay all the time, then you might be a little gynocentric. And 11. You think women's whims and feelings should be the only limiting factor on the reproduction of the entire human race. So basically, the way the gynocentric system is set up, with all the laws and everything, it's all determined by the woman. All the reproduction, everything, who she chooses to mate with. There's no more arranged marriage. There's no more like counseling from preachers or rabbis or anything like that. Well, some people still do, but for the most part, it's not a popular thing. And so therefore, we're just left going off of women's feelings on who the next generation of people are going to be. They're like, ooh, I think this guy's sexy, or I think this guy's got a lot of money, so that's going to be the next generation of people. It has nothing to do with social goals or morals or any of that type of stuff. It's just based on who's going to give the most to the women for the least amount of reciprocation. Well, anyway, hope this helps you guys sort out whether or not you're gynocentric or not. If you are, you might want to think on working about that. And if you're not, stay up and stay MGTOW.